everyone, it's me Jenny and it's time for another comment chat type thing and channel update. I'm going to talk very fast because there is a lot that I want to talk about today and there's a lot going on and I've got nearly 2 weeks worth of comments to talk about. So starting from the channel updates, the playlists are now up to date, so that is good. By the time this video is up online, most of the videos will be on the playlist and the channel playlist will be up to date. All my videos, fingers crossed, will be up to date, hopefully. Thank you for bearing with me in the last week. It's been a very hectic, crazy week with my personal life, and my sisters come home, so I was hanging out with them, so I wasn't doing my videos, combined with the fact that my internet has been truly shocking the last couple of weeks. But I am catching up, I promise, and I know I say that a lot, but there we go. I'm very much looking forward to VidCon. My brain is starting to go into VidCon mode and I'm like panicking in the back of it, but I will get there. I'm very excited. And I'm very impressed with all my friends who have been doing Vida. They've been showing me up because they've all been doing really well and keeping up with their vlogging every day when I've not been doing very good at vlogging every day. Specifically the ones that I've been keeping an eye out are Janelle, Matt and Tor, who are all doing really well with Vida, and I did Vida last year and it was super fun, so congratulations to those people for catching up. I've just caught up on all the videos. Anyway, starting on comments. On the Gaming Monday video, which is my last Skyrim Gaming Monday video, I only really had one comment according to my sheet, which was from Mark, and I will actually have to do, I think at some point, an entire video on how I feel about the Resident Evil franchise, because that's one of your favourite film franchises and I feel like I need to talk about this because I have very mixed feelings about this film franchise. Going on to my Tipsy Seventh Son movie review, hopefully by this point the Star Trek Into Darkness review is online, so any thoughts that you had which match my thoughts will be up online. I haven't actually watched it yet, but it's going to be uploaded in the wrong order. Shh. Mark said, asked about my bookcase being out of order. I have reorganised my bookcase now. I would show you it, but I'm downstairs, so you'll have to wait till the next video in my bedroom for me to show you proof. It's possibly already up online. I don't know. We'll see. But it has been sorted. It's not alphabetical, but it is at least organised. Solisby. I will have to keep an eye out for the Ninja Assassins, because Ninja Assassins. But yeah, there we go. Ninja Assassins, I'll keep an eye out for them. KSJ Hawker says I should do a drunk movie series. The thing is, as much as it may not seem to you guys that I don't drink that much, it just seems odd that a lot of my video reviews tend to involve me drinking. I'm not that much of a heavy drinker, but I will consider it. I think naturally, just it's going to happen like that, where I do drunken movie reviews once in a while. I think I've done about 4 or 5 so far, so you know, they might pop up as they go. Hiram said drink, and if I had a cup of tea I'd be drinking my tea right now. I don't actually have anything to drink, which makes me sad, but I will get myself a cup of tea as soon as I'm done filming this video as reward for filming this video. Shady. Oddly enough, Shady, you commented second and I wanted to reply to you, but for some reason your comment is blocked and I couldn't reply to you. And you also did the same thing on The Naked Truth. You said second and I couldn't reply to you, so I don't know what's going on there, but if you continue to do that, then we'll have to work out what's going on there. On to the last week's channel update commentary. It was a bit of a slacky one because I was in a bit of a late situation, and I basically just gave the channel update to say that I was doing the catch-up week because I want to explain that. And Mark said I should steal someone else's Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi has been an issue that's been discussed in a lot of depth in the last week. My sisters came home and I've been, you know, commenting on how the internet sucks for so long, and it's not until they came home that they were like, the internet really sucks, that we've actually come to a conclusion that the internet really does suck, and we're working on sorting out that situation. Solisby, thank you for your interest in my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is Classy Librarian and I do film my gaming every Sunday from 11 till 12 UK time, which is GMT, and you can work out where you are in relation to that. I didn't do last week's because it was Easter and I was spending it with my sisters. On to The Naked Truth on bittersweet situations and choices. Trisha, thank you for being you, and thank you for always commenting. I know I must be a very boring vlogger, and I know you don't watch these videos, but thank you all the same. I feel like I need to sit. Big Virgo Tube, I'm glad you liked my video. And Shady, I've already commented about you. I don't know what's going on with you, but I will eventually reply to you at some point if I can, but I can't at the moment for some reason. You're not answerable. On to Kiki's Flying Delivery Service, my review for that. Baxon, Japan is definitely on my travel list. I do definitely want to go to Japan at some point in my life. It's high up on the agenda. I just need to find the time and the holiday and the money, but it seems amazing. My sister went there last year and it was fantastic for her. Nathan, I think you said you haven't rewatched it in a while. Kiki's Flying Delivery Service does have a lot of replay value. There's a lot of stuff that I forgot, and rewatching it just was really magical, and just the music and the way that the story built is worth a rewatch. Boss Virgil, don't worry about not having watched that many Studio Ghiblis. I have never watched Dragon Ball Z, so if you want to call me a non-anime fan, you can if you like. I think everyone can't watch everything to do with one genre of nerdom, but all of the Ghiblis have been fantastic, so they are totally worth a watch. F. Barry, I have to say that even though Kiki is not the most masculine film of all time, it is better than saying that you are completely and utterly in love with The Cat Returns, because that is one of the most sickly sweet directed at young girls fairy stories of the Studio Ghiblis, so at least it's better than The Cat Returns in terms of your masculinity, if you feel like your masculinity is being encroached on, but I think you should just be proud and be happy. Gory 31. Hello, I don't think I've seen you before. Nice to see you on my channel. Thank you for loving it. It's a very good thing to love Kiki's Flying Delivery Service. It's a very good film. On to my British culture on rudeness. It was very, very well, you know when you just can't get a word. Very well received. Thank you for your positive feedback on that. Baxon said he never heard of the words numpty or trollop. Numpty is kind of like it's almost impossible for it to be really rude. It's kind of like a Humpty Dumpty type thing. You're a silly person, you're a bit of a clumsy, oafy type thing, but it's almost impossible to say numpty and be genuinely vindictive. Trollop, it's kind of a word for a slag or a slut or a whore type thing. Mark said I couldn't be offensive even when I tried. I do try not to be offensive. It's an active choice not to be offensive, but thank you for the compliment. KSJ Hawker asked whether or not I forgot about the reflection. I considered the reflection on the window and thought, oh, I can't be asked to close the curtains. So you've got a secret behind the scenes. I don't usually have a setup like that with the laptop. My camera, you can't really tell, and the reflection was actually balanced on top of 3 candles piled on top of each other in order to get it to be at eye height while on the table. Normally it is on a tripod like it is today. Hiram found it entertaining, so I'm glad you found my swearing entertaining. Ranger 7, as I said, when I replied to your comment, most of the swear words as far as I know are relatively international, but me and my sister just spitballed the ones that we know to be associated with British people. Solace B. Yes, you commented on there's like a generational gap with swear words. I definitely find that a lot with things like particularly religious curse words. And yeah, there's a lot of words that particularly I find with some of my mother's friends and some of my mother's generations and my parents' generations, which weren't offensive when they were around, but are offensive now, particularly not necessarily the ones to do with religion, but definitely ones to do with race. Every once in a while you'll catch an older person using slightly racist terms. So yeah, that's one of the things that is very interesting, the generational gap when it comes to rudeness. Nathan, I think there are rude people and polite people on both sides of the ponds. I happen to be a relatively polite person. As I said, I actively choose to try not to swear too much. And that being said, I also grew up in a relatively polite community where certain words weren't used very often, and a lot of words that by general standards aren't considered that rude were considered rude. As I said, I'm not the epitome of an English person. I am English, and you guys seem very interested in the Englishness that I can talk about, but I am not the ultimate example of an English person because there's all sorts that make up a country. So I think if you'd grown up in a slightly more culturally diverse or a slightly different community than I grew up in, then you would have a different level to what you would consider rude. But oh yeah, I think that's the same in every country. Sunday crafts. Mark and Boss Virgil both voted for different things. So by the time this video is up, my video telling you which choice I made is already online, so you know which of the two of you won. Huzzah! Moving on. Death montage. Eric Dye said he gets through a lot of potions as well while playing Skyrim. I definitely get through so much potions. It's one of the reasons why I try and spam up potion making as early as possible. I tend to make up a lot of potions, poisons, because then I can sell them on, and then when I'm actually making useful potions, I always get extra magicka and extra health. Stamina is kind of a 50-50, but it would definitely be useful while taking on ice mages because they sap your stamina like nobody's business. Elthan? Is that how you pronounce your name? I apologise if I don't. Even Rocky had a montage, yes. I get your Team America reference. Humanity. Steve said he laughed at my balls, which I found quite entertaining reading that back. Boss Virgil, I will defeat him one day. One day I shall get revenge on my nemesis, hopefully when I've upped a couple of stats and I can actually take down his ass in one go, probably after I finish all the major quests. I might have enough magic to be able to take him down. And I will go back to that gosh darn quest line, and I will get myself Lightbringer because that is a freaking awesome sword. And I think there's also a Word of Power because it is a Daedric quest, but don't quote me on that. Baxon! Thank you for saying that you enjoyed my montage. It wasn't hard to find the footage. There was a lot of footage to filter through, but I die a lot, especially in the main part of that montage where I'll just get killed again and again and again and again by the same guy. On to bad DVDs. One of the things I need to explain, which I think Nathan commented on, is why do I own these DVDs if I don't like them? There's a couple of answers to this. One thing is I don't like giving away DVDs. Once I own them, I want to keep them in case I hang out with friends who have different tastes, so I can offer them something that they want to watch. Another reason is just because they're bad films doesn't make them unenjoyable. I do enjoy, if I'm tipsy or tired or just in the mood for something frivolous, I do enjoy watching the Fantastic Four, both of them, and I do enjoy watching Ultraviolet. But I wouldn't call them good films. Another reason is, for example, Drop Dead Gorgeous. I rented it from the library years ago and I thought I enjoyed it at the time, and then I found it really cheap in a charity shop and thought, I think I like that film, and then I bought it and then I realised I don't particularly like it. And I can't remember what other DVDs I looked at in that list, but there's also the last reason, which is either buying it, actually the last two reasons, buying it without watching it, which is quite rare for me, but sometimes it does happen, and being given DVDs, which I think Girls Just Want to Have Fun was a gift from my mother. So, you know, I like to keep things once I've been given them, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're a good film. So out of breath. Baxon, Sarcasm for the Win, all awesome. Ray doesn't own any bad movies because he has an exchange system. That's a really cool idea. I've already explained my reasons for keeping my DVDs, but that's a really awesome system that you can get them on the cheap. When we were buying videos, there was a point where we could get videos for about 10 pence. We had the only working video player in the village, me and my sisters, so we got all of the Disney videos and it was awesome. Mark, again with the Resident Evil, I feel like at some point, maybe if I get once I get a subscriber mark, like a subscriber, I'm talking to Mark and I'm talking about subscriber mark, you know what I mean, when I get to a subscriber point or celebration or something, I think I will do a live stream with me watching Resident Evil 5 whilst drunk, because I feel like that's the only way to really express my frustration with that film and really explain why I dislike that film and why it ruined the like entire Resident Evil franchise for me. Ranger 7. Ultraviolet is a bad classic, as I said. It's one of those films, if I'm in a very specific mood, I can watch. Just because it's a bad film does not mean it's not entertaining. I find it very entertaining. It's just very convoluted in not necessarily a good way. I'm so out of breath. Okay, last but not least, Naked Truth. On pranks. Hiram said he wouldn't really enjoy being part of a flash mob. I get that, like being in a crowded space or anything like that, or having something surprised on you is not that fun. The reason why I talked about improv everywhere is the good thing about that specific group is they tend to do flash mobs in a more creative art style, so they are part of their group, and if you're not wanting to be part of that, you can just walk past. They won't just crowd in on you in the middle of a public space. They won't like circle around one person or anything like that. They'll find a space and they'll do it in that public space, but you can carry on walking if you don't want to get involved, and that's one of the reasons why I like them as an improv group. And Trisha